turned away. And 2 seconds later, I turned back and his face was bright red and he was the maddest person I've ever seen.
Why?
It's falling down. Look, this is like that gig again, isn't it?
That scared me. What
Anyway,
gig? What
that
gig?
gig that your thing, the retro gig, your old gig.
That shitty gig.
I just, like, obviously being a big fan of music, and it's like one of the most important things in my life, and it always has been. Like, I listen to music for, obviously, like the lyrics and the melody, mostly the melody, because I remember Paul McCartney broke it down. He said music's basically just frequencies.
Yes, that's all it is.
You know, and we can, some music, it doesn't even have to have any words and it can make you cry.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it with death metal? Like, I don't get the enjoyment of people just like listening to some music where some guy just goes, like, what's the fun in that?
I'm laughing because my producer, Jacob, who's produced all of my EPs and all of my stuff, is one of the sweetest men you will ever hear or meet. And he is the biggest death metal fan, to the point where he has literally said to me, even my metalhead fans look at the music that I want to listen to and they're like, that's heavy. Like, that's heavy. And I've asked him, we've had big conversations because he's a professional musician, went to university, professional percussionist, also plays bass, plays piano, did a minor in choral music. He can write music. Like, he's a brilliant musician and a very sweet, sweet individual. And I'm like, why do you like it so much? And he goes, it's just about the release. There's something in that frequency where it just breaks him open. And then I remember going to Rogers Arena with my husband for a concert. I can't remember what concert it was, but my husband being my husband, he likes to talk to everybody. Like, we could literally I would be on an elevator and get out and then turn around and he's riding the elevator up with somebody else because he's still fucking talking to them. And I'm like, come here, come here. So Nick did what Nick always does, and he starts talking to a security guard at Rogers Arena as the stadium's filling in. And Nick said, can you tell me who's the worst? Who's the worst to work for? Or the worst nights? And the security guard at Rogers Arena said, oh, hands down country music fans. And I was shocked. Nick and I were shocked.
Really? Jeez.
Country music fans?
I wouldn't have said
Can you like explain that? And he goes, there's all this machismo, aggression, my woman, and there's always knife fights and broken beer bottles and fisticuffs and like people that actually hide knives in their boots, and like it's just a shit show.
I mean, like, who's taking a knife to a concert, really?
I don't know.
Who does that?
Especially when there's like metal detectors and shit. Like, I don't know what
I don't know why you're carrying a knife with you anyway, but like to a concert where you're supposed to have a good time. Pretty
insecure if you can't friggin' like enjoy a concert without.
Let's go and see my favorite artist. I'll just stick a knife in my boot.
It's bizarre. So naturally, after learning that country music was not the easiest of nights, Nick wanted to know what was the easy nights. And the security guard said, oh, that's easy, death metal. The metalheads, they're super sweet, to the point where if somebody's getting accidentally trampled in the mosh pit, they'll stop the mosh pit on their own, the concert goers, and pull that person up and make everything go fine. And then the security guard also said, it's really weird. You'll be standing there, you know, surveying everything, and some dude, 6'5" or whatever, with his mascara running down his face, will come and tap you on. Excuse me, but I wanted you to know that in section 8, stall 3 is out of toilet paper.
Yeah, I've got friends that are metalheads, and they always say the community's great.
So sweet.
Yeah, I just don't get the shouting and like the mosh pits. Why do people swinging their fists and trying to kick people? Like, I know they're not trying to hurt people, but
they're not.
But so why go in there swinging your fists? Why don't you just go in there and just mosh? Just don't go like swinging your fists around. Like,
I think it's just an outlet. Now I'll say this, because your wife wanted me to take her one time, because I've been twice with a girlfriend. There is Dance Temple down in Cumberland.
Dance Temple.
It's Dance Temple every Sunday morning in the hippie section of our community.
Christ.
It's a thing called Dance Temple, and so you go and you have to sign a waiver, and it's $20, and it's all ages.
You have to wear like floral dresses and stuff.
No, bare feet.
Okay.
Bare feet and gym clothes.
So you're close to the earth.
No, well, you're on a dance floor or whatever, and it's EDM music at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, but like it smells as you would think in Hippieville with patchouli and BO. But everybody's like, that's the point. And then
to all smell.
I come out of there and it's a good it's a workout.
Smelly people.
No, but you're there and it's an hour and a half or something like that, and it's EDM music, and the rules are if somebody invites you to dance with them, you may dance with them. But if somebody's in their zone, closed eyes, doing their thing, just leave them alone. I've never danced like that. Iris took me. Iris, I love. She's one of my best friends. She's such a hippy dippy. I love it. We're massive potheads too. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I loved going, and I actually think that going to those dance temples twice helped me on my stage presence because I got rid of my inhibitions. I just started dancing. I just started freely moving without trying to choreograph anything, or I started moving.
I was like that at first, and you just get into I just do my own thing on stage. I move around a lot, and I'm just in they call it the flow. When I'm sometimes playing guitar solos, I'm just in my own little world.
And I have to make sure you don't decapitate me with your freaking headstock. I'm like, Jimmy, stay away from me so you don't get my hair and rip out my hair.
I know we've got the yin and yang. Like James, the guitarist, he just stays in one spot, and I'm moving around and grooving and just. Just getting in the zone, and it's like I remember reading a story. I think it was Peter Wolf, this musician years ago. He said the worst thing you can do on stage is think about what you're doing.
Oh, don't think.
No, you just got to just be you and just carry on. But anyway, going back to the concert things, have you seen like Oasis, like these new Oasis gigs? A big thing about that, years ago, people pee in bottles and then lob it into the crowd. So I saw a video the other day of like this. So somebody chucked this. It was obviously a big bottle of piss. Chucked it into the crowd, and it lands on this security guard, and he's just like, and he's shaking his head. He's like,
gross. But I remember that. So I remember being maybe 20 down in Victoria, and the Sticky Wicket, which is a pub and music venue that's been there for like 100 years. It was Swollen Members were playing. So Nick and I got tickets to go see.
That's a good name, Swollen Members.
Swollen Members. They're a rap group from the 90s and kind of local. They're Canadian. So Swollen Members was playing. So we went down the Sticky to go play, and we ended up catching up with Nick's cousin Gardner, who was in the front row. And so Gardner was like, hang on a second. Any of you have a beer bottle? I was like, yeah, why? So he literally like took a piss. And then when the concert left, everybody was like, don't knock over the bottles at the front of the stage because they're all filled with piss. They're all just filled with piss. And you're like, oh, gross. Humans are disgusting.
It's like I knew somebody in England that he went to go and see AC/DC in Donington, and he said he literally got knocked out by a 2-litre bottle of pee. It hit his head and it literally knocked him out.
Bodily fluids are so gross.
Well, especially if they land on your head.
Yeah.
At a concert that you're just not expecting it. But yeah, if anybody's got Oasis tickets, well, probably not in North America, but in England, they do that all the time. And I don't know why.
What?
Like pee in a bottle and chuck it into the crowd.
That's just mean. Why do we have to do that?
Well, it's just Oasis fans, isn't it?
I'm an Oasis fan.
Yeah, but in England, it's different. Like, I saw Oasis once and I thought I was going to die. I got right to the front. I was getting crushed to death. And literally as soon as they come out, everybody starts like moshing and like pushing people. And it's like a mosh pit. Yeah, it's not good.
Humans are just... Well, I always say on all of my social medias, it says my motto is humaning is tricky business because being a human is tricky. And I often walk around just wanting to punch people in the face. I don't. I think it a lot. Punch you.
But yeah, those mosh pits, those dance floor. Like I remember we had a gig once years ago, and the band that played after us, they were quite heavy. So the singer got into the mosh pit, and he had a big smile on his face, and he's moving around. I literally turned away. And 2 seconds later, I turned back and his face was bright red and he was the maddest person I've ever seen.
Why?
He's falling down. Look, this is like that gig again, isn't it?
That scared me. What gig? What
gig? That your thing, the retro gig, your old gig.
That shitty gig.
But anyway, so I turned around and he was the maddest he'd ever looked because somebody punched him. Do you know when they're throwing the fists around? And I just couldn't stop. I can see his face now, and I repeat this story to him all the time. But he was like, God, "What's going on?" I got punched in the face.
It was like last night. Last night, George took us out for dinner. Godfather took my family, my kids, my husband, and I out for dinner because we had installed a railing at his house. And he was like, "I want to thank you, take you out for dinner." So we did. That was fine. On the way home, my kids started laughing so hard. They're like, "Remember at Christmas time when George took us to go get the Christmas tree?" Because we go to a Christmas tree farm to cut down a Christmas tree. And the guy, Mike, came out with these 2 PVC pipes that are like 12, 14 feet long. So you can go measure the tree, right? Because obviously we only have 8-foot ceiling. So we have to measure it correctly.
Okay, tape measure.
And I was like, it's part of the process. You go to the tree farm and you get a little sleigh ride, and then they give you this big PVC pole so you can go tag your tree, and then you go back 3 weeks later to cut it down.
Buy
blah,
a
blah,
fake
blah.
one from Walmart.
Oh, you're no fun. You're no fun, Jim. Anyway, so as soon as Mike came out with these 2 12-foot PVC pipes and gave them to each of my children, I was like, they only need 1 pipe, because if they have 2 pipes, then they're going to fucking fight, right? And Mike's like, "I know." And he walked away after giving my kids 2 PVC pipes.
Smacking each other.
They smacked me in the face.
Oh, great.
So they're trying to get one another, and I'm trying to stay out of it. And George is like laughing and trying to stay out of it because he's 79 and has a bum ankle, whatever. So we're walking around, and I was like, "Stop fighting." So you know how it is, stop fighting. I've said it. I've said it. Enough. Stop fighting. And then Elias took a swing, and Ruby ducked, and I got it right in the friggin' face, sent my friggin' hat flying, and I thought George was gonna friggin' die laughing. And then all 3 kids, everybody was laughing, except for me. And I was like, I knew that somebody was going to get hit in the goddamn face because there was 2 freaking PVC pipes. I did not plan on it being me, the mother, being struck in the face.
I don't get it. Like, why would they go straight for you? Because normally siblings would be going for each other.
They were. And I was like trying to break everything up, and then something.
So they didn't mean to hit you then?
Oh, it wasn't on purpose.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant. It was on purpose.
No, it wasn't on
purpose.
It wasn't on purpose. If my child tried to smack me on purpose, my child would not be living.
Oh, God, I couldn't even imagine it. I would never try and hit my parents.
I once told my mom an effing B word, and she backhanded me. I was 15. She backhanded me so hard, so fast. I fell on top of the hood, and I popped right up, and I was like, "Ooh, I deserve that. I'm going to go to my room now." She was like, "That's a good spot for you."
You disciplined yourself.
I knew.
It's time to come out now. I'm going to come out of my room now.
I'm going to go. I've crossed the line.
Goodness
I should probably leave. So anyway, it was freaking hilarious. My kid's laughing, and my son finally admitted, he's like, "Yeah, I really didn't mean to hit you in the face. I was aiming for my sister, but I got my mom." And I was like, I still don't know why this is funny. It kind of was. So I was so freaking mad at my kids. I was so mad.
Another thing as well that people always tend to take the mickey out of me when they see pictures is the small beer cans you get over here.
Small beer cans?
Like the beer...
the beer that's tall in England.
Yeah, we have the tall cans in England. Everybody that comes here, like, "Oh, you got the small can." But why is there beer in such small cans?
Well, it's the same as the pop. It's however many milliliters are in the can.
Yeah, it's 330. But I just wonder, why do they put them in? Why do they not just put them in the tall cans? Because it's the same. I'm pretty sure in Europe it's the same where you've got the tall can.
I don't know why we do that.
I don't know. Maybe that's why there's such a binge drinking.
But I also think that our alcohol content is higher than England, isn't it? Our alcohol for a beer is 5.5%. What is it in England? 4?
They're all different. I mean, it's generally the same. But I mean, England's a nation of binge drinkers, and
Canada's got their own binge drinking.
There's
problems.
a massive pub culture in England, but
yes.
I do miss that, going to watch the football in the pub.
But you always post stuff on your social media about always going out, and I'm always jealous of that. I'm like, oh, he's going for drinks, he's going for beer, he's always going out. And I like that.
Yeah, well, we take the kids out for dinner and stuff. I don't go out drinking anymore.
No, I didn't say drinking. I just meant you go to a pub and have a beer or something like that. But you don't try one on. That's not you.
Oh no, just not the craft beers. Oh, craft beers.
Why don't you like a craft beer?
Because it tastes like craft beer. It just tastes like hoppy craft beer.
I just want a lager.
I just want a lager. It's like I don't drink much these days, but it's like I go and get a beer, and it's like you go to, like, I don't know, a brewery, and it's like, can I just have a lager? And it doesn't taste like a lager. It tastes all hoppy and just bitter.
And you're annoyed by this.
Yeah, I just want something. I just want something that tastes like a mass-produced beer.
I just want shit.
And the hops, and it's just like, get rid of all the hops. It's too much. Do you like hoppy beer? You can't drink beer, can you?
I do like beer, actually, My favorite is that amber beer from Glutenberg. That is a gluten-free.
But I know Nick likes IPA because last time we played in Queens, he was buzzing that they had IPA on tap.
Loves an IPA. He loves a hoppy beer. Oh, your children are upstairs. That's all right. There's children everywhere. There's a lot of them. Actually, come to think of it, every time I come to your house, you have extra children that don't belong to you.
Yeah, it's like we're the hub of the whole of Comox Valley. Every time you look, I get up and there's about 17 kids downstairs.
But that's great.
But not every day.
No. You want that. My house was that. We always had a fridge full of food and beverages, like not alcoholic, but my house was the hub. My house was also the house where, like, it was not unusual at 10 o'clock at night for some kid I barely knew to knock on my door and be like, I had a fight with my parents. Can I crash on your couch? And my parents would always be like, yep, no problem.
I'd be like, it's 10 o'clock. You should be in bed. Go and speak to your parents.
They had nowhere to go. Like, if their parents kick them out, there's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But why would I'd never kick my child out of the house. It's
common.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Sure. I think that's shitty. I don't think that's a really great way to parent, is kicking people out.
Especially this day and age, like all the weirdos and lunatics hanging around.
Yeah. But that said, if your teenager's coming home high on substances and seriously has a substance issue, I can understand you not wanting them to be around your other children, not to bring that chaos home.
Yeah.
But you would know more about that. That's your work. That's your speciality.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that a lot. Like, it's hard for families, and like sometimes they just have to cut contact, and it's heartbreaking. Like, you hear stuff and people having to deal with it for years, and ever since their kids were teenagers, and now they're in their 50s and they're still the same. And I get it, but it's.
Is it not, though, the heart of that just trauma? Is that not just trauma?
Yeah, that's the thing. People,
or am I simplifying that?
No. People think that people take drugs because they want to get high, and obviously there's always a certain percentage of people that want to do that. But generally, it's a coping mechanism.
That's what I understand is, like, people aren't necessarily chasing the high; they're chasing the numbness that comes with the high. Because when you're numb, you don't feel the rejection of a parent or a spouse or a child, or, you don't relive the memories of sexual trauma. You don't, you're escaping that.
Yeah. And it's not any, obviously they can both have really bad consequences, but it's not any different than somebody coming home from work and I've had a really shitty day today. I need to have a drink. I'm going to have a drink. It's not any different from that. And people don't realize, it's just another coping mechanism.
It's a spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of a coping mechanism at any part of that spectrum to being a problem.
Yeah.
And that's a really slippery slope.
And the times I've heard from people in my work life that just said, I just want to forget.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. And it's always trauma. And it's just, it's sad.
But, I have to admit that, when my dad died in 2020, so my dad died March 7th, and then we had his service on the 14th, and then we were locked in on the 16th. And so he literally died the same week the pandemic got here.
That's awful.
And I have to admit that for that first 6 months of the pandemic, that first 6 months of grief, I was having a drink every single night. And he died in March and my birthday's in September. And I remember coming to my husband and being like, I've drunk a whole bottle of Dubonnet in like an evening. And I didn't really realize what was going on until I went to him at like 11 o'clock or midnight and been like, I started this at 4 and it's gone. And he's like, yeah. Ooh. And I'm like, yeah, that's problematic, isn't it? And he's like, yeah, it is. So, that realization of I wasn't falling down drunk, but I was still over drinking, and definitely using it as a coping mechanism for grief and the pandemic and all the stress that was happening. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously you had reasons why, but I mean, I think the majority of people do that in the pandemic just as an excuse just to drink all day.
You would know more than I would. I wouldn't know. I'm not really into.
Well, I drank too much during the pandemic.
Well, everybody did. Everybody did, for sure. But, I'm just being honest about my realities. I absolutely have had a problem with alcohol. I'm sure. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a possibility.
But yeah, it's like, I remember reading a book in my workspace, and it's just like we're all addicts of something. Like people, it could be overeating, working too much, exercise, social media is probably one of the worst ones. People are, and it's
guilty of everything.
Guilty. I'm guilty
of everything.
Yeah. And it's just people tend to get looked down upon and denigrated when their coping mechanism is drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just another layer. And it's definitely getting better. I think the understanding is getting better, but it's still.
I think the understanding is getting better, but if we really want to dive into the philosophical side of it too, we have to realize that having an affordable home, having access to food, having access to transportation and communication, having those basic human needs are now so hard to get in this particular capitalistic society. It's pushing people further and further and further to those coping mechanisms because there's not a lot of safety in our culture. There's not a lot of safety in our society.
No, and imagine being unhoused. Like, how on earth is somebody supposed to, be abstinent from whatever substance they're using when they don't have a roof over their head? They're sleeping in a bush, or it's just.
Well, when they know that they're going to freeze tonight.
Yeah.
So I'd rather maybe get blackout drunk and not realize that I'm freezing.
Yeah. Or they're half asleep because they're having to keep an eye because people steal stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have necessarily a solution for it.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing is
that's it.
Very, very
we
needed.
need like 1-bedroom condos in our town like $2,000. Like,
yeah, $1,800 a month.
And then people that are on benefits, they're looking at, if people can't work because of a disability, they're looking at they get about $1,400 a month.
Yep.
So they have to basically be in the BC housing places that.
Mm-hmm. My girlfriend's daughter's 20 and she's a cancer survivor and has some other health issues. She does not look like she is disabled, but she is on permanent disability because she cannot hold down a job simply because of her health issues. Yeah. So she lives at home with my girlfriend. And I had offered for this young woman who's 20 to do some pet sitting for me while we went away a couple of weekends. And she said, yes, I would love to. Can we make sure that it's cash? And I went, of course we can make sure that it's cash. Because she's on disability, if she were to put extra money in her account, they will claw back her disability.
You can only earn so much a year.
You can only earn so much a year. And that puts those people on disability in between a rock and a hard place. And so then they do have to start to survive working outside of the lines. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I was fine giving her cash and she's definitely a responsible adult, but I just felt shitty that she even had to ask me that.
I know, it sucks. It's like,
because it would have been so much easier to just transfer her the money because we both have bank accounts, but she made it very clear. She's like, I want to do this, but I will only do it with like cold hard cash.
Yeah, I think it's about $12,000 a year. You're allowed to, something like that. You're allowed to earn. It's not very much, but
$12,000.
I know people on PWD.
What is PWD?
Persons with disabilities. So
right, yeah, PWD. Yeah,
so it's about $1,400 a month. So how are you supposed to survive off that? So basically you couldn't afford to rent anywhere.
No.
You can only afford the BC housing places, which is just rife with substance use.
Yeah. Even just renting a room in our tiny community on Vancouver Island is like $1,000 a month. Just a room. That you don't have your own bathroom, you don't have your own kitchen. It's just a bedroom.
Like, what's going to happen to our kids? They're going to be living with us forever.
You have this wonderful unfinished basement, Jimmy. I guess you're making an apartment in it.
Don't want anybody else in the house. They can sod off.
No, but it's true. And I've talked about that with Nick. Like, what are we going to do?
But it's like, you look at the housing prices. Who's got $300,000 sitting in the bank or whatever?
Nobody.
Has a down payment.
I honestly think that Nick and I are probably just going to build a carriage house and move into it. And whichever one of our kids has their own kids first, we'll be renting out the big house. Because that's the only way that I can, fathom helping them.
Could you build something on your property now?
I'm allowed to build a carriage house.
Okay.
The square footage of that has to be
800 something, is that?
640 square feet.
Yeah, but you can be cheeky about that. You can.
Well, because
you can have it unfurnished when they come and they come and do it. Then you can just, when they've gone, you can just do it.
Because the ground floor of my house is actually half sub level. I figured I could do the same with my house at the back. So as long as the ridge line, I think the municipality rules state, as long as your roof ridge line of the carriage house isn't higher than your existing one.
Just have a massive skyscraper in your back.
I wouldn't. No, but I would definitely dig that first ground floor down and have it sub. And then instead of having 640 square feet, you could probably get a good 1,000, maybe even 1,200 square feet.
Yeah, because I know you can do it where it's like a shop, like a garage, and they finish the top, and then when the assessors come and they basically just finish the bottom. But basically, I'm not recommended to do that. But apparently that's what people do.
Probably not. There's all sorts of ways to skirt the issue and what have you, but we're going to have to do something. The other thing that I find so interesting, and this is a different philosophical whatever. But what are we going to do in 10 years when all these boomers die off and they leave these houses? Like, nobody can afford to buy them.
Well, it's just going to have to crash, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people are going to lose the houses and there's going to be a massive crash because that's the only way it's going to get back to normal.
100%.
So basically, we're just going to get poor again. It's going to be great.
It's fantastic now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. You know, just everybody's getting
$7 for 4 liters of milk.
Yeah, you know, everything's super expensive. You know, wages don't seem to keep up, you know, but it's great. We're living the dream.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we're fortunate, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm super fortunate. Yeah. I got to stay home with my kids. I'm very fortunate.
Just in, I mean, like we've got a house and we've got jobs and
I have 2 cars that are paid off.
We don't want for anything, do we?
Not a thing.
But it's still not enough, is it? It never is. Not well.
Just trying to keep the debt at bay, like just existing in a reasonable, comfortable middle class lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're clawing at making sure that credit card debt doesn't friggin' escalate.
Yeah, and it's not. It's easy to you know, when things are expensive and you just don't have any money, you just put it in the credit card.
I'm not like that, but case in point, we went to Vancouver, went to the big city, got a bunch of back to school clothes for the kids. That was $1,500. Came home, Nick went to go do laundry, and our dryer caught fire. Like the fuse blew, there was a big spark, the dryer blew, and he's been trying to fix it forever. He just looked at me, he's like, these things are 10 years old, I'm going to buy a new dryer. So we went and bought a new dryer, washer and dryer for me. That was like $1,700. Did we have $1,700? No.
Yeah, and it's like I just got a new.
It's just on a line of credit.
I just got a new set of tires. It was $1,100. Like, yeah, great. That's just what I want to spend $1,100 on a new set of tires for my car.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I thought you needed your brakes done too.
Oh, the brakes got done as well.
Oh, there you go.
That was the other car.
Oh, right.
But yeah, anyway, just everything. Everybody wants your money.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
You can't breathe without it. You can't even breathe without somebody be like, pay for that air. Pay for that air.
No, it just drives me nuts. We need to get off this planet. If I could, I would get off this planet and go somewhere else.
No, I've told you that before. That's Elon Musk's plan. I'm not going anywhere with Elon Musk.
No, I don't want to go with him. I want
a different starship. I want a different starship.
Just the way that we're just basically, the human race is just wiping itself out and slowly. Well,
that's okay.
They always said that planet Earth will end up being swallowed into the sun anyway, so it's going to be gone in millions of years. But
4 billion years.
But they say, like, you know, when we're not here, Earth will just flourish because there's, you know, all the greenery will come back. Basically, it'll just get back to normal.
I think we figured out that communism doesn't work because of human greed, and I think we are currently in this particular time-space continuum finding out capitalism does not work.
Does communism work? Because it's not.
It doesn't work. Human greed. And I don't think capitalism works because of human greed.
Yeah.
Comes down to human greed.
I'm a socialist at heart, so there's never really been a massive socialist uprising, has there?
No. And there needs to be.
But I don't think there ever is going to be, is there?
No. I don't know.
That's a sad thing, unless there's a massive.
Well, why is it controversial to say that there is enough food, water, and shelter on this planet for every single, and medical care? There's enough for every single person on this planet. Poverty is manufactured.
That's another thing that really annoys me is this greed of people, and it goes to the politics and things. Like, people like, well, why don't you vote for your best interest? It's like, I'd rather vote for what benefits everybody rather than what benefits just me, because that's just selfish.
I agree.
You know, I don't get it. Like, people, oh, you're well-to-do, you get paid well, so you should be voting Conservative. Why should I change my values and my views just because I earn a bit more money?
Your children.
They're banging again. But yeah, people assume that. Like, you see people speaking out about things like, you know, like Bruce Springsteen had a big tiff with Donald Trump, and people like, oh, well, Bruce Springsteen, he just sold his catalogue for $500 million, so what's he complaining about? It's like, you don't forget your values that you have as a child. You know, when you grow up poor, just because you come into some money, surely that's, well, I mean, it does change certain people, but...
Well, but so I'll take a step further. I remember watching John Bon Jovi on, oh, God, somebody Lewis. It's his show.
Lewis.
Anyway, it's on YouTube, whatever. I can link it if you want to.
Inspector Moss.
No, it was a talk show.
Lewis.
But Bon Jovi was talking about how him and his wife, because he's been married to his wife for like 40 years.
Yeah, he married in high school.
Yeah, he married his high school sweetheart. They only stayed in LA for about 4 years and then realized the fast pace of LA life. They did not want to raise their kids doing that. So I'm pretty sure he's from Ohio. I think he moved.
No, he's from New Jersey.
New Jersey. He moved back. Like, he does have a nice estate, but he specifically chose a small town in New Jersey to raise his kids because he didn't want them to be raised in that type of Hollywood fast lane.
Then that happened with Springsteen as well. Like, he was in LA and he said that. He said it was such a paparazzi. Said he didn't want his kids to grow up in that, so he moved back to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And funny enough, you see pictures. He's always with Bon Jovi. They go for ice cream and stuff. There's pictures of them.
I think they're grandparents now, aren't they? They granddads.
Yeah. And Bon Jovi's aged gracefully as well. He's had grey hair for years.
He's a handsome man.
Yeah, he's
Bruce Springsteen's a handsome man too.
Yeah, but he doesn't dye his hair now, but he used to. But Bon Jovi's had a massive head of grey hair for years, and it's cool to see that with a rock star.
I can't wait. Are you serious? I can't wait for all of this hair to be silver.
Why is it when you go grey, like, your hair goes stronger? You get weaker as you get older. Your hair should be getting weaker, but grey hair is strong and coarse. What's that all about?
The melanin is gone in your hair.
The melanin?
Yeah.
Is that the actual
pigment?
Okay, I've actually got given an answer to an actual question.
It's pigment. Yeah, your hair is pigment.
So why does it go really hard and coarse? Because it's
that part I don't know. But when it does eventually go gray, you're losing the melanin in your hair.
You're sounding really clever then as well.
I might be pulling that right out my fucking ass. I don't know.
I'm going to Google that. Actually, Google that and put it in the comments and see, because I'm going to be checking into this.
You have like 3 gray beards. Or 3 gray hairs.
3 gray beards.
3 gray hairs in your beard. He's got 3 beards.
I'm getting grey on that. My hair's getting grey though.
I'm so excited.
I'd like to go grey if it all went grey at once. You know, just like George Clooney style, like Silver Fox.
You could if you wanted to. There's some.
Not that I look like George Clooney, but
you're handsome. Be quiet. You're fine.
But not like George Clooney.
But I'm very excited. I'm very excited to have just this silver mane of hair. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but people tend to dye the hair blonde as they get older, so it kind of.
I don't have any gray hairs. You were there when I got
you dye your hair, don't you?
I do. My hair is dyed blonde because it looks dark on camera, but if you actually held this dark piece up to the light, it's dirty blonde.
Okay.
But if I don't dye my hair, people are like, "Are you sick? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I just need highlights and lipstick. Like, calm down. You look sick. I'm not fucking sick. I just need highlights."
You just look really sickly and you look like death.
People are like, "Your palette, there's something wrong with you." And especially if I show up and I don't have any mascara on because my eyelashes are blonde, people are like, "Are you okay?"
Funny enough, when I saw you in the hairdresser the other day, you looked different because you didn't have any makeup on.
No makeup.
Yeah.
I didn't have any makeup on the rehearsal either on Monday.
Did you not?
Nope.
That was a good rehearsal.
That was a great rehearsal.
Just felt like things are going in the right direction.
Yeah.
It was loud as well.
Yeah, it was loud as. And then Jay was like, "I can't hear my bass," and I was like, "I freaking can."
Well, how come you guys didn't have your in-ears this time?
I don't know.
Have you gone off that now?
No, I want them. I love them for gigs.
You need to use them as a singer, I think, definitely.
For sure. They are a lifesaver.
I mean, I found it beneficial for when I used to wear them for the vocals, but I just couldn't get past the claustrophobic feel and I just need to feel everything around me.
I
need to feel this, just everything pumping around me. I just don't like stuff that's sticking in your ears and feel all claustrophobic. Don't like it.
Well,
you know,
it'll be fine.
We'll figure it out
One day, maybe.